What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We're living like this could be our final day. We're dreamers. Don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our own way.
In this episode, we leave our friends in the Tajan Islands and we head towards Luwuk, but not before buying a few trinkets from the Bajo village.
Well, we're on the move again, saying goodbye to Kabalutan and the Tajan Islands. This has honestly been just one of the best moves we've made since leaving Australia, coming out here. Really, I don't know, gave us the lift we needed after spending such a long time in Halmahera and being a little bit depressed. Sulawesi has just been phenomenal so far, you know, northern Sulawesi, and we're just on our way now to Central Sulawesi. But yeah, look, if anyone's ever considering sailing to the Tajan Islands, I highly recommend it. We've just had the most amazing time. The Bajoan people are just beautiful people. They're so friendly, and I don't know, I guess they're just desperate to know more about us, and they want more tourists. They definitely want more tourists here. So yeah, look, fantastic time. Absolutely beautiful spot of the world. But it's unfortunately it's time to get going. We've got to make tracks, work our way around to Luwuk, which is on the southern side of Central Sulawesi. We've got to do a bit of a resupply. We're running pretty low on food. So we haven't really stocked up since Gorontalo, which is a couple of weeks ago. And look, we could keep going for a bit longer, but we could definitely do with some more now. Weaving our way out of the anchorage was pretty hectic. I'll give you a little bit of a sticky beak on OpenCPN, what we just sort of had to deal with to get out. So we were anchored, you can see it right up in there, which was just the most beautiful anchorage. And then yeah, like I said, we had to just sort of weave our way in. To try and come to this country without satellite imagery is almost suicide. I'm not saying it's impossible, but as you can see there, if you didn't have OpenCPN or satellite imagery and you were trying to do that in avionics, it just wouldn't be possible. Where we were anchored last night, we were apparently 30 meters above sea level, so like I said, it's not impossible, but the possibilities are endless when it comes to satellite imagery, and good satellite imagery. The anchorages we've found so far just using this have been fantastic, and you know, you can see on that chart there, those islands and those little bays were just so pretty. The water was clear, it was beautiful to swim in, so fantastic stuff. Anyway, we're going to make our way halfway across this little sea here, I can't remember what it's called, to a small island, and apparently there's wind coming tomorrow. We're not going to get our hopes up, but the forecast is saying 15 knots of wind, so we're going to go and get ourselves a good little spot for tonight, and with any luck we're throwing canvas or Spinnakers tomorrow and make our way around the most eastern point of Central Sulawesi.
Bye to Tajan Islands.
All right, good morning. We're just leaving our nice little protected anchorage in Central Sulawesi, and you wouldn't believe it, the forecast was right. We woke up and we had wind. So I think at the moment we got about, what do we got? Woo, 15 to 17 knots true, straight out of the west. And you wouldn't read about it, but we're heading east. This is a really cool moment for us. It's like the second time we've done this in Indonesia so far. Oh, and there she is. The big girl's up. Such a good feeling sailing again. It's been months since we've sailed properly. Absolutely months. So this is supposed to hang around for the next 2 days, this wind. It's a shame we're not going further, to be honest. We're only going 30 mile around that corner, and then we'll pretty much do ourselves out of the wind. But yeah, the big girl's going well. We're doing about 8 knots over ground. There's Brave way back there. Alba Ventura still hasn't even bloody left the anchorage, so It's hopeless. But yeah, this is the stuff dreams are made of. After spending the last 2 weeks in the Tajan Islands, you know, hanging out with the barge ones and all that, and then getting the opportunity to sail the Spinnaker all the way around the corner of Sulawesi. What a feeling, huh?
Doesn't get much better.
Doesn't get any better. Does not get any better. And we're hammering too, actually. We cleaned the bum of the boat only a few days ago as well, so we got a clean bum, plenty of wind, and a Spinnaker. What more can you ask for?
Flying the colours.
Oh yeah. Love it. I love this shit. It's amazing. Oh, this is just so much fun. Absolutely having a blast. Finally sailing again. And the downwind performance of this thing, 9.9 knots, 11 knots apparent, no engines on, just living the dream. Actually, I might give you a bit of a sticky beak at how we run this Spinnaker. So the Spinnaker, obviously being an asymmetrical, we only have to run one sheet, which is fantastic. So that's our winch there. Comes straight down here through a pad eye and a frictionless ring. And up the front, we've actually got a Dyneema strop bridle in place of what most people have as a bowsprit. So most people have a bowsprit coming off here, whereas all we've got is just this big Dyneema bridle. It just attaches to both the bow tangs, and yeah, the big girl just hangs right here in the middle. So for us, you know, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. A lot of people have these Janicas or you know, code zeros and everything mounted on a bowsprit with a furling line. Like, that'd be nice, but for us this is just as easy. All we have to do is winch it up, pull it out of the sock. We've got one sheet to worry about, that's it. No furling lines, nothing. Oh, I don't know what speed that was, but that was quick. Yeah, so it's really easy to handle. And when it comes time for us to actually douse the Spinnaker, all we do is we just make sure we're almost running dead downwind, and instead of releasing the sheet, we actually release from here. So you can see we've got this clip here, it's a snap hook. So all we do is we pull on that toggle there, when I can reach the bloody thing. We pull on that toggle and it releases the releases that there. So what happens then is the Spinnaker essentially just turns into a big flag. We lose all of our speed, all of our power, and I just bring the sock down. So we just had a bit of an incident where we could see a sort of a bit of rain or a storm building on the land just beside us, and we could feel the wind sort of starting to pick up, and Sarah even woke up. She's like, oh, I feel like we're going to be quick, and we were doing about 13 knots. And she said, oh, I think we should douse. I said, yeah, no, we absolutely should douse the Spinnaker. By the time I got up on deck to actually blow the Spinnaker, we had 27 knots hit us, fortunately, from behind. And yeah, we took off. I think we topped 14.5 knots at one point there until I blew it. And once I blew it, there was so much wind in it that the Spinnaker went out horizontal, and we could not douse it. We could not pull the sock down. So we had Sarah and Brody winch the sheet in as hard as they possibly could to sort of, I don't know, I guess try and turn it into a flag. And then both of them came out with me, and all three of us were hanging off the sock trying to get it down. And oh man, it was touch and go for a minute there. So it's amazing how quickly you can go from just gentle cruising to absolute chaos when you're out sailing. That's certainly a bit of a wake-up call, and not something we, look, I guess you could say we expected it, but we just didn't expect it quite as quick. We could see the weather building, and we both said, yep, all right, now it's time. But honestly, in a matter of 20 seconds, it just went from, I think we had 17 to 18 knots true, and it went straight through to 27, just bang, like that. So that's how quickly it can turn nasty. So I guess if you've got a hunch, or if you're just not feeling it, then it's time. It's like they say, you know, if you're thinking about reefing, you should do it. Well, if you're thinking about blowing a Spinnaker, you should have done it 10 minutes ago.
Conditions got pretty wild as we made our way around the corner. I took this photo of Brave, and it looks like they're popping a mono.
So all of my concerns about coming around that corner and top on the wind on the nose were unfortunately correct. Yeah, we were sailing along, we were having a blast actually. It was a great sail. Giving Brave a run for the money again. Yeah, as soon as we got around that corner, it just hit us like a freight train straight on the nose. Just as we ran at it, the wind was coming off the land, sort of acting like this bit of a Venturi through the hills there, and I think we copped 35 knots on the nose, so we dumped the main and head sail and switched the old iron topsail on. The motors are running, and we're just slowly making our way to Luwuk now, or there's an anchorage just to the east of it. I hate motoring, but you know, we sailed for a good 5 hours this morning. We had a ripper sail, so I can't complain. Half a day sailing, half a day motoring. Not a bad day in Indonesia, you know. Typically you're just motoring everywhere, so we'll take it. But yeah, at the moment, I'm just going to go out in the windy. At the moment, we are pushing into 2 knots of current, doing 3.9 knots over ground, and we got 20 knots on the nose. That's apparent, so the actual wind is only about 14 knots. So it's not too bad. I was actually expecting it to be a lot worse. Just a little bit of shit fetch starting to come through now. Yep, so we caved, we pulled the pin. It was just too much. I think we got down to, 1.6 knots? 1.7 knots and just got the shit kicked out of us. We caught a wave over the top here through the windscreens, so it just wasn't happening. Our ETA changed from 1:30 when we were sailing to 7:30 tonight, and we were just going to break something. So anyway, we've done a big, what would you say, 150-degree turn. We're running with it now, just under head sail, engines off. We're going to go and try and seek shelter on these islands just to the east of Central Sulawesi here, so and we'll wait out this blow. It's only supposed to last until tonight, and tomorrow's less, and then the following day is just nothing. So if that's the case, just wait it out and go across. You know, sailing to deadlines is just, it's a recipe for disaster. And we're just not going to push it. We're going to go and hide out and find a nice anchorage and have a cold beer. Eight and a half knots over ground with just a head sail. That's not bad. Can't complain with that. There's Alba Ventura out there. Little mono, he's flying. He's doing 7.5 knots. It's a Hallberg Rassi and it's a beautiful boat. And our Kiwi bros, Brave, are just following suit under head sail alone. They're hooking along as well. So this is much better than getting the shit kicked out of you all day. Looking at this sea state, it's hard to believe. Like, that's a mountain there. That's the mainland. So there's only 20 miles of fetch there. Jeez, it gets wild. It's amazing what a little bit of wind can do.
And after a wild day's sailing, we finally make it to this stunning anchorage. I give you Hammerhead Bay. Join us next time when we find this amazing location and we have it all to ourselves. Thanks for watching.